Welcome to On the Corner of Main Street, presented by Plaza Hotel and Casino in downtown Las Vegas. Here is Plaza CEO Jonathan Jossel, Gary Vickery, and I'm your host, Lisa Melmed. Hello, Gary. Hello, Jonathan. We're back. How is everyone doing?
Doing very well. How are you, Jonathan?
So excited to be back. Missed this podcast. Feeling a little rusty.
Yeah. The
Guys gotta
people
remind me how
have
to do this.
demanded more episodes. And we're
I
here
know, and I feel bad.
We're here to
because
provide.
We're just not capable of keeping up with the demand. But we'll do the best we can.
Yes.
It is good to be back, though. Nice to see your guys' face. Nice to be back in Oscars. Although I've been in Oscars a lot, just not doing podcasts. But
If you want to hear more
atmosphere.
episodes, leave us a review.
The feedback is what keeps us going. It's why we're doing it. Great to be back, and so much happening. It's unbelievable.
So much is going on. What's going on? Where do you want to start?
Just confirmed. We signed the agreement today for our fireworks show on New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
Very excited about that. 7 minutes at midnight. For anyone wondering what to do on New Year's Eve,
Come to the plaza.
the plaza will be the place to be on Main Street, watching fireworks, dinners, parties, Sand Dollar. It's going to be a heck of a night. First year having Sand Dollar, so it's great to have a venue now where we can send people.
Yeah, and Sand Dollar's going to be decked out in Christmas, in Tiki Christmas, surfing
That is
Santa.
exciting. People are loving that
Sipping
stuff.
Santa.
Sipping
I can't
Santa.
wait. I cannot wait to see
Yeah.
it.
And that noise you're hearing is Oscar's getting ready to open.
Yes.
So we
got
better be
some
quick.
ice.
Let's not forget about the showroom New Year's Eve.
Doug Stanhope, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, exciting. We are working on something. I can't say yet, but we're working on something for the showroom. It's been many, many years. Trying to find something as a home for there. Yeah, you guys don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Brilliant. Anyhow, yeah, lot of exciting things going on. But speaking of Sand Dollar, last week in Sand Dollar was a special one.
What happened?
Yeah, so I guess maybe around 10:30 or 11 o'clock in the morning, they canceled the When We Were Young festival.
30
for that
minutes
Saturday.
before it started, people flew in from all over to go to this festival, and it really was the windiest day in Vegas I think I've ever seen. And so they canceled the festival. And
Right.
what were all these people supposed to do? How depressing. I would be so upset.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, Mother Nature controls everything,
Sure.
right? So you can't blame the festival either. The festival, obviously, some people thought they were trying to look for a way out. It was legitimately windy. There was. It would not have been safe to have a festival
No.
in those conditions. I was in Mount Charleston that morning, and I got a couple of texts saying festivals being cancelled. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, all right, whatever. Life goes on. And
There were
then,
80,000 people here for it, I think.
No.
No?
That many? Maybe. I don't know.
Even if it was 40,000, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, so
Now
where were all
suddenly-
these people supposed to
looking for
go?
it.
Las Vegas Boulevard turned into the Boulevard of Broken
Broken Dreams. I saw that meme. That was so funny.
So I get a call around midday from Bronson who's like, hey, this might turn into a blessing for us. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm hiking. And he explained to me what was going on and that a bunch of agents around town were now trying to find venues to put these bands that were stuck in Vegas with nothing to do. And fair play to the bands, right? They could have just taken the money and
Yep.
gone home and slept.
Right.
But they all wanted to perform from what I could gather. And we ended up getting 4 of them to perform at the Sand Dollar. Full disclosure, I did not know the names of any of these bands prior to Saturday at about 6 p.m.
I knew 3 of them.
You
I knew
did?
3 of them. Yeah, I was very excited.
Yeah,
to
you
have
were
them here.
excited about them.
Yeah.
And full credit to the kids of the festival because somehow they knew about it before me.
Yeah.
And they were waiting outside at 4 p.m. to get in, even though the doors weren't open until 8. And I didn't even know that it was happening until about 5 p.m. for sure. It was like a maybe up until that point. So there was some pretty powerful social media going on. And then by 6:30 p.m. when I decided there was no way I wanted to be here for this, there was a line. I'm going to guess there was 3,000 people in line.
You think 3,000?
I don't. It went down the whole of Main Street into our parking
Yeah,
lot.
no,
I've
it
never
was
seen
really
anything.
the longest line I've ever seen, but
I mean, people were texting saying, "What are you doing over there?" And keep in mind, the venue capacity was 500, less. So
Right.
we started telling people, like, don't wait in line. You're not going to be able to get into this thing because the capacity is what the capacity is. But it was cool. It was a great scoop for Sand Dollar.
Right. It was nice to see kind of all these pop-up shows happening all around town, too.
yeah. Like
You know, I
Vegas
think-
made it happen.
Yeah, I think Soul Belly had a concert like in
Yeah.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Someone,
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat World or American Rejects?
All American Rejects was down, yeah.
I wanted Avril Lavigne.
Me too. Oh my God. I heard the funniest thing about Avril Lavigne that, remember when we had Mod Sun book come play at the pool here back in the day when there was like one person there. He is dating Avril Lavigne.
Really?
Yeah.
He dated someone else famous. Good luck to him. When he played you, full credit to Bronson, we all thought he was insane, and there was no one here to watch Mudson. But he was way ahead of the curve because Mudson became very famous subsequently.
How did it work logistically with all those folks in those bands? Did a band come, set up, play a show for an hour, and then leave, and you throw everybody out, or did they just sort of kept going?
All four bands' equipments was there in the Sand Dollar. We made some extra space in the back.
You should have seen these tour buses pulled up in the driveway, in between the line of people. Everyone was clapping for them. It was pretty cool.
So someone who was lucky to get in among the 500 or so, and if they just stayed in the back, they got to see four bands all night long.
All night long.
Wow.
Free entry.
Free entry, 4 bands. It was. People were texting me like, we were taking the like sanctimonious position that we had saved the festival and allowed the festival to go on, but we were just doing what any other business would have done by jumping on the bandwagon.
I think tons of businesses around town did the exact same thing.
And kudos to our food and beverage team and our security team kind of pulling that off very last minute.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
to being able to get that.
A great testament to Vegas as a whole. You guys did that. Other venues like Soul Belly and others did something similar, and a lot of people got served at the last second by this thing.
And those people, granted, only like 500 people got into it, but wherever they were around the city, they probably had a more intimate and unbelievable experience with these bands than they would have had at the festival.
And not too many other cities could have done that on that kind of notice.
On 4 hours of notice. So,
Vegas is the best.
Speaking of that and today's guest, I think there's such a magical thing in this town of what a community it is and what a close-knit group of people. And people often come to visit us and say, how do you guys know everyone? And how does everyone take such good care of everyone? And it really is people like today's guest that have been here for 30 years doing this, taking care of people. And, you know, that's what I pride the Plaza on in terms of trying to take care of people. That's what differentiates. That's why people come to a hotel, a casino, a steakhouse, whatever it may be. It's because of those experiences, those moments of meeting people, relationships, being able to text your friend saying, I'm coming in tonight. And that's what I think today's guest really excels in. He's probably the best, one of the best at it, that's for sure. And he's been doing it the longest.
Today we are joined by legendary Las Vegas bartender, partner in the greatest Vegas restaurants, and bon vivant Johnny O'Donnell. Welcome to On the Corner of Main Street.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me to your beautiful restaurant here, Oscar's downtown Las Vegas.
How did you like that introduction, Johnny? Was that appropriate?
That was great. That was great.
Partner, bon vivant, bartender, whatever you want to be, man.
I'm just lucky to be here, man. I'm just lucky to be here, you know.
We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for taking the time off the golf course. Unusual, I know. I saw you at Shadow Creek yesterday.
Yeah, we got lucky enough there to tee it up at Shadow yesterday. That was fun, and teed up with you last Friday, which was, by the way, that was an epic match that went down to the very last hole.
We need to know who won.
Jonathan and Sam won.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we did. We did win. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
we won. You shot lower, but we won. You're right. Yeah, with this. Yeah.
We I tell you what, though, that was
a heck of a game.
That was a heck of a game.
It was Johnny and Michael Morton against myself and Sam, and it was a lot of fun. Well, we've been talking about getting out for years.
For a long time.
But I did see you playing much fancier places with more fancy people than me, so that's pretty cool that
I don't know.
You're working your way around the golf courses.
I'm just losing a lot of balls around the place, Jonathan. You know, just chasing them, down.
But bottom line, next time you're at Shadow, invite me. Now, let's jump into this, Johnny, because we're excited to have you here. We love telling the old Vegas stories. We love talking about the history. People that listen to this enjoy that. I don't know if you've ever been able to listen to the podcast.
I do. Yeah, actually, I'm up to date with all.
Oh,
with
good
everything.
man. Good man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I remember I was in Phuket, Thailand, actually, about 3 years ago, right before the pandemic, walking down the main street, the Soy Sansa Bay, and I was listening to your podcast.
Really?
Yeah. So
This is where we've sat for 3 years doing this.
And it was with Oscar, and I was just, I couldn't take the headphones out.
Oh, wow.
That was like episode 2.
Wow, what a compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, that was February, would have been February, March 2020.
Yeah, right when we shut down. Right before we shut down. Got going, yeah. But you're Irish, right?
I am. I'm from Dublin, Ireland.
You don't sound very Irish.
It just came out.
I know what happened there. I know. It's funny. My brother, my brother lives in New York. My mom and dad live in New York. I have a sister in New York. Their accents never changed. I don't know what happened to mine. I haven't figured it out yet. It is what it is, right? You know.
Yeah, you don't sound that Irish, but put it on for this podcast because it sounds better.
Bigara, yeah.
Okay, what is a bon vivant?
Bon vivant. Well, bon vivant was a term that Michael Morton came up when we opened up One Steakhouse, when we opened at the Virgin Hotel, and it's I suppose a liver of a liver of a life good.
A liver of a okay, someone who lived a life good.
Living a life good. So
Yeah.
when you come into me, you're living a good life. You know, we get some great food, some great wine, some great stories, some good times. We encompass you with great things, some great treasures, some great riches, and I like to kind of enjoy that myself with you and live a good time with
So
you.
they're sitting at the bar, living a good life, and you're delivering that experience.
I'm hoping
you're delivering happiness.
I'm delivering that experience. Yes, yes.
But in its purest form, I think you're probably the most iconic, famous guy behind the bar in Las Vegas. Would you say? I mean, would you say? I'd say that. You've been doing it the longest.
I'd say that. The articles online about you say that.
Wow, that's very, very kind. That's very.
Maybe you can't say it about yourself.
Yeah, I
guess.
don't know if you can really believe everything you read, but you know what it is? I like to have a good time. I like to have a good time, and I've realized, I was just talking to a friend last night about this, as I'm getting older now too, I'm having more fun with this behind the bar. I never treated it like a job, you know? I never treated it like a clock in, clock out, ATM kind of a situation, you know? I always come in and always like to meet new people and always enjoy making new friends and growing the business too, you know. And we got great food, great drinks, great everything, and just I get great pleasure from that.
Yeah, but John, don't forget. I mean, you've done this from 15, 20 years ago back at all the various places we're going to talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
Whether the food's been great, the drink's been great, you've always been that personality behind the bar, which is a game changer. I mean, we have a girl here called Chelsea behind the bar. It's a destination. People come to see her. It's a game changer to the business when you have somebody that people want to be with at the bar. And I don't think restaurants always pick up on that. But the experience that the bartender can provide beyond the food and the drinks is amazing. It's huge. And you can't train that. You can't teach that. You've either got it or you don't.
Yeah, I see that in a lot of people that when I go out and everything, and I kind of go like, well, thank God they're not doing it, or else they wouldn't, you know. wouldn't make us stand out, you know. So, but I still enjoy it every day, you know. You kind of think about it. That's how I make my living, is just having fun with people. Right. All right? It's not like I'm digging a ditch or something, you know what I mean? You're just having fun, having a laugh, and they go ahead and tell their friends to come in. Like the greatest joy is when I see my phone. I'm like, hey, I got these folks coming in Friday night. Can you set them up? 2 people call me on the way here to have a chat from out of town, going, hey, I'm coming in tomorrow. Coming in tomorrow night. Then Saturday night, got some other friends, got some family coming in this weekend. It's just a lot of fun. I love it, you know.
Well, if you're listening to the podcast, go see Johnny at One Steakhouse.
One Steakhouse.
We're going to get the people from here to come visit you and talk about the podcast.
Well, I was just speaking to Ryan and Ben there. I'm going to come in on Sunday and have some dinner, I think, you know.
You're going to come here?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Let me know. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
When's the last time you've been to Oscars?
It's been a few years.
Okay.
It's been a few years. I think when I was down La Comida, you know. I think I'm off Sundays and Mondays, so a lot of times it's kind of like after being, you know, each night kind of out at work each night, it's kind of like Sunday, Monday. It's like, oh my God, let me just relax, you know. But occasionally I'll go out, you know, and do something.
Well, we look forward to
maybe
seeing
just
you.
going around the corner, you know. But I love to come. I love what you guys have done with the place too, you know. It's so iconic, isn't it? You kept the old, you know. I feel like I'm in a Sinatra movie every time I come in.
Awesome.
That's
Someone's
what
gonna
we want.
Perfect.
That's the feeling.
Someone like is going to come and pop the. Anyway.
So you're from Ireland, but how did you end up in Vegas, and how did you become a bartender?
Well, and to add that, you mentioned his name, but I think it's critical. Who is Michael Morton, and how did you come to him? But tell the story first of how you ended up in Vegas, and then how you got to Morty.
Oh, to Morty, yeah. What you call? So I grew up in Dublin, Ireland till I was 10. Moved down the country. My parents moved us down to the countryside, the middle of Ireland. We bought a pub. And I think that's where I first kind of got involved, like with talking to people and like booze and kind of socializing, I suppose. And we were there. We had the pub for a couple of years. Then we get into this other fish business, and then that encompassed talking to people too. And then I was 19. I moved to London. Lived there for 4 years. I had a great time in London. Yeah, a great time. I worked in Wembley actually in London there as well, Jonathan. So I saw
The original Wembley.
The original Wembley. Yeah, I remember
Nice.
I used to drive my car in there, and I see it on TV. It's another iconic kind of place. Yeah. And then in 1993, I got the visa. Got one of the Morrison visas.
What'd you do? You married an American?
No, never that lucky. I just got the Morrison visa, which is through a lottery. And I arrived in New York City with my brother in 1993. And then my mom and dad had already moved over to New York, and my younger sister had moved to New York as well. I was in New York till about 1996. And like around that, like for that three years I was in New York, I was just always taken away, fascinated by Las Vegas. And anybody that came in where the place that I worked, the bars that I worked in New York, I was just always just thought there was something magic about it, you know. And I'd never been to a place, never lived in a place, or really been to a place with good weather. Growing up in Ireland and living in England, and in New York it was too hot, too cold, and everything. So I was like, you know what, February 1st, 1996, I moved here to Las Vegas, and I flew into McCarran Airport. I'm like, all right, genius, where are you going to go now? And that's.
And did you know anyone?
Didn't know anybody, didn't know where I was going to stay, didn't know where I was going to go, didn't know what I was going to do.
96 is early.
Yeah.
That's
we
early
used back in high school back then, Jay, huh?
Me?
Yeah.
I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
But I remember, like, at the airport, opening
high
the Yellow
school.
Pages and finding a motel, which was on East Charleston, and calling them up, and I got that. There was a desert cab. I get over there. The fare was $19.25. I remember that. And I'm like, there was bars in the window. I'm like, oh my God, this is what you see in the movies. And I had to pay him. I couldn't pay him in cash. It's all, you got to go get a money order from the Circle K up the street. Can I leave my bag here? Do all that. Check in the room, and it's got one of those, with the knobs on it, the TV.
On the TV.
Stand over the corner, move the rabbit ears this way, kind of thing. But yeah, it was part of. I think.
So you lived in a motel in 1996.
Yes.
And you don't know anybody.
Don't know anybody. Right close.
With
to
your
here.
brother though.
No, my brother was in New York.
Oh, so you came on your own.
Yes, I came on my own. Yeah, I didn't know anybody. I just kept believing. I kept thinking to myself, this is going to be a great story someday. I remember taking the bus down to Fremont Street, right down here. And then I walked up and down Fremont Street. I'm like, oh, that's what I saw on TV. What you saw on New Year's, what you saw those Vegas shots,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm actually finally here. And then I walked from here.
Looks a little different now. There's a zip line over here.
Yeah.
Well, but
that's
96
progress.
actually was the first year the canopy was built.
The canopy was up.
Canopy
yeah.
was up.
Wow.
Yeah, that was your one.
Yep. Yeah, the canopy was up. And then that was like 9:30 in the morning. And I walked from here all the way up. The Stratosphere was being built at the time. I remember walking past there. And I remember like coming around and seeing Treasure Island. I'm like, oh, that's the place on, with the ship and everything.
Yep.
Walked in there in that casino, and then walked in the Mirage. And who doesn't remember the smell of the Mirage?
Still
right?
has
When
it.
you-
I think
Yeah.
it still has it.
Right? I want my house to smell like that.
Yeah.
That's actually a good idea right there. But when you walk in there, the Mirage, and those places, such iconic place. Now, Venetian wasn't across the street at that time. And then walking into the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace. And then I ended up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I decided to award myself one drink and a beer at the end of the night. I said, I'm going to go through this whole day and just get the lie of the land, And you know what I was looking for was somebody that said, because at that time it said your name and where you were from. Tom, Ohio,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So finally I saw a gentleman in MGM. It said Michael, Ireland.
Wow.
And I said, hey, how you doing? How's it going? And we're talking. I said, hey, where do all the boys go here in town? McMullen's wasn't here yet. He said, the Crown and Anchor. So I went down to Crown and Anchor the next day.
The one on Chop.
The one on Tropicana.
Still there.
Yeah, still there, where they have all the soccer games and everything.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and I spent, good while there, which was a good experience too, right? Met a ton of Irish guys, English
Good while
guys.
meaning like 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I'm there every day. I'm here like to network.
Right.
And I ended up meeting a guy, Johnny O'Brien, and ended up getting an apartment right next door to him, $500 a month, fully furnished, on 20th and Swenson, which I didn't realize was a kind of a rough neighborhood, but I had no issues there at the time, and it was fantastic. But that was through that. I started working then. That was like 4 days later. I started working at the convention center doing security. Did that for a couple of weeks, and that wasn't really my thing. It was kind of boring to me, But it was a way to get. I just wanted to work. I wanted to be active and be doing something, and
Right.
keep going. So.
And you're in the industry now. You're meeting
Yeah.
people, which is the key.
So then about 3 or 4 months, I actually drove a cab. How about that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I drove a cab because I met this other guy at the Sons of Erin. I saw this thing, Sons of Erin Irish get-together or whatever it was before St. Patrick's Day. So I went down there and I met this guy, John Cusack, Pops Cusack, and he was driving a cab. He goes, oh, you should try it. I said, you know what? That's something I've never done. I'm like, that could be interesting. So I did that for 2 months. I loved the first month, hated the second month. And at that time, too,
Anyone throw up in your car?
No.
I just think that would be the breaking point for me. Like, I'm done
Nobody ever really did, but I remember You know, I remember one time a couple ladies were going out in the car, and they get out of the car, and I told them I was from Ireland and everything. Oh, your English is so good. I said, oh, thank you so much. I've been working on it for years, you know. But that was an interesting experience. And at that time, then I was, you know, people were moving here from New York, and this guy and that guy that I knew. And eventually, so I interviewed for a job at the Palm and the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, the Steakhouse, which at that time was like the real powerhouse here for lunch and for dinner, and that was the spot, you know, in Caesar's right there. And I was really lucky. I started bartending there in '96. I worked there till 2000. I remember, like, back before the Mandalay Bay opened, I remember having a staff meeting, and Dave Caruso was the manager there. And he gets up and he goes, you know, we really need to step up our game, keep our game going on here. We got a lot of competition. The Mandalay Bay is opening up with 20 new restaurants. Now, you think how many restaurants have opened since then, you know, that we've been part of, too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that was,
and by the way, the Palm is still there, so great credit to them.
No, yeah.
Still doing
There's
all
still a
these
lot of
years
I go there every now and again.
Yeah.
And still see a lot of people that were there. Like, 20 years ago that I was working there, yeah. God almighty, yeah. So I worked there till 2000, and then I worked at Morton's of Chicago, the steakhouse on Flamingo and Paradise. I worked there for about a year and a half.
Which is also still there, but is it open?
Yeah, it's open. They got.
It's open by it's owned by Landry's now, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So is the Palm? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, Landry's pretty much owns every restaurant.
Mastro's too. They own a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But
okay, so you had Morton's.
And then 2002, August 2002, I got to know Andy Belmonte, who was the president of the Nine Group at the time. Reached out to him, and just so happened, the Palms had opened up in November 2001, and this was August 2002. And I said, hey, I got a job. I heard there was some change at the N9NE Steakhouse, and are you looking for anybody? He goes, come on down. So I went down that night, met the GM and the assistant GM that night, and they asked me, can I start the next day? And I started the next day. And
wow.
Yeah, I was there.
So you weren't there for the opening. How long prior to that had it opened?
It opened in November 2001. So I was like August 2002, so like 10 months or something.
Oh, I just always assumed you were like the...
Yeah.
In my mind, you were the godfather of N9NE Steakhouse. Although there was others involved. You were like the figureheads. I didn't realize you weren't there at the beginning.
Yeah, that was a magical time for us, in Las Vegas, I think.
That was like the hot spot.
It was, because you think about it. Back then, there was no Wynn, there was no Cosmo. And it was a smaller thing. It was a smaller place that... there was no Tao, no Hakkasan. So we had N9NE Steakhouse, and we had all the other venues as well. It was just very special, and accessibility as well, getting in and getting out of Flamingo, and we had a great product too, and so much fun. And it was the place at that time to be seen. It was a celebrity thing. It was like.
But was it always the place, or wasn't there like a turning point for the Palms? Because the Palms wasn't instantly successful. There was also September 2000. Obviously with the terror attacks, and so like there was a downtime in Vegas, and then the Palms wasn't always a hit, was it?
Well, it opened November 2001, so it opened up 2 months after 9/11.
Right.
We started really getting into our groove. I think 2003 to 2006, 2007 was when we were rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
We're just talking about Norm right there. I remember one night, Norm's coming up from the dining room. And George Maloof is walking in with Tom Brady, and Norm comes up and he goes to George. Did you see what happened? You see what happened? So Pete Rose had actually slapped Norm in the face for
Oh my gosh.
for a problem they had. But it wasn't that hard or something. But it was kind of like. But it was, it was fun to see. There's Tom Brady. Norm's talking to George about Pete Rose. It's just a funny kind of very famous people.
Mm-hmm.
Friday nights I remember with Andre Agassi, we became friends back then, and Frank Thomas would sit at the bar, but Andre would be most Friday nights. He'd be sitting there at the bar, and we right there in the corner. And how cool
he was still
that?
playing tennis.
Yes. I actually went to one of probably my greatest sporting occasion was Andre's last U.S. Open. I went to his last U.S. Open.
Oh,
I was up there in the box. And
do you remember his last match when he lost at the U.S. Open?
Benjamin Becker, yes.
Was it Becker?
Benjamin Becker.
Oh, but prior to losing to Becker, he beat the Greek guy. That was the game.
Baghdadis.
That was the most unbelievable tennis match
That went
I've ever
to 2
seen.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Both those guys were on the floor.
That Baghdadis game is probably my favorite game of all time.
That was great. He actually came in a year later with Darren Cahill, Andre's coach. Marcus Baghdadis.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Cypriot.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was just a great time. All those celebrities.
So you mentioned a few different names I think we should talk about, but so what's cool about the 9 group is how many people from 9 went on to other successful careers later on.
Yeah.
A couple of them are with us here. Bronson, who obviously has been on our podcast, he's still with us today. He was at 9 group back then.
Great time at Bronson, yes.
Yeah.
We had a great team that were there for a long time. And characters, too, you know. Characters.
And then you had Barry, and he's across the street
Barry's
now.
right across the street. And Yassine, Marco, right there.
They were all with you at 9 Steakhouse.
Little Sammy's over there. There's a ton of people. I go over there. Sure, geez, it takes a half an hour before you can sit down. You know what I mean? You're saying hi to this person and that person, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But even all around town too, you know, just downtown here as well, but even other places too. When you walk in, you're like,
Yeah.
how's it going? Somebody from the Ghost Bar and yeah.
But you mentioned 2 guys I want to talk about a little bit. George Malouf. What was it like working with him?
George is great. George was great, hands on, you know. Knew everybody by first name.
Yeah.
And just very encouraging. Very encouraging, just a great guy, you know, just focused on the business, focused about growing the business, and focused on taking care of the guest, making sure that the guest experience was they're coming back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you still in touch with him today? You still ever see him around?
Yeah, I'd see him at this restaurant I go to right on. We live pretty close to each other, you know.
Which one's that? Good local spot?
Meraki, yeah.
Oh, Meraki's good.
Meraki grew right there on Tropicana and Rainbow, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and then obviously a big part of your life is Michael Morden. So what?
Huge, yeah.
So you didn't know him before you went to 9
I
group?
didn't know. I didn't know Michael at all, and so I remember, you know, Michael was still living in Chicago in 2002 when I joined 9 Group, and then he moved out to Las Vegas in 2004. But I'd still see him, and then when he came in with Jenna and the kids and everything, and you know, we started talking and really kind of got to know each other.
Maybe I don't understand. He wasn't a part of 9 Group then?
Oh yes, he was. Yes, he wasn't living here.
He just wasn't living here.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Himself and Scott DeGraff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were dynamite team. You know, the energy that we had, the creativeness, just so much fun. You know, yeah, you get fired up to go to work. You're like, what's going to happen tonight? You know, who's coming in, and it was just a great thing. But yes, got to know Michael just through the 2000s, and then we just started talking, and we ended up. He knew the same amount of the people coming in the bar, and he knew those people. He'd see them out socially in this place, that place, and I'd see him, and we started playing a bit of golf. You know.
Of course.
And yeah, that was kind of how it went. And then Michael left 9 Group 2010 and opened La Cave at the Wynn in 2010. And I stayed on until 2012
At
9
9 Group?
Steakhouse. Yes. And then I left 2012, and shortly after then, myself and Michael and Jenna were always pretty close, you know. And that's when Michael said to me, "Hey, Johnny, you know, we're gonna do that Mexican concept downtown. It's a Mexican city concept. We want to do it like in a city place." Met up with Tony Shea, and we opened up La Comida then.
You didn't mention a key part of that, which is you're the best landlord in the history of the
Well,
universe.
I was going. Yes, that is correct, Jonathan. Yes, you have been.
Oh, thank you. Wasn't I compelling in the reason for coming there? Taking the space.
I did hear your name. I did hear your name tossed around the place.
Yeah, no, we Michael was a great. Yourself and Michael were great partners and tenants since 2011. Was it 11 or?
Well, we started
12.
construction 2012, and then we
12.
opened up May 2013.
But I think we started meeting, talking about it back then, and it was very exciting for us, to be honest with you, being downtown guys, to have guys like yourselves that had such success on the Strip and in other locations at the Wynn, wanting to come downtown. It was a big deal for us. We were like bragging about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Morden and Johnny, they want to come downtown. Now that's a good sign that downtown's starting to happen.
Well, that was just, you think back about it, that was it's got 9 years ago now, but it was such a fun, come back to Magical again, all these, just a great, fresh new thing for us as well. And opened up La Comida back then, and everybody was 100%. We're all new downtown. We're all giving 100%. We're all having fun, you know what I mean? We're all like, we're downtown guys. We're great camaraderie. Like, life is beautiful.
Co-working.
We're all, oh my God, those co-workers.
What's that?
Co-living, co-working.
Well, Jonathan, myself, and I would say, like, what Tony would have a lot of people that these co-working spots, right? And I'm like, what's a co-working spot? These guys go play pool all day and talk about their ideas, and then they go drinking all night? Because that's all I saw. That's all I saw. I said, anybody going to do any work around here or what? Are we the only ones, Jonathan, that are doing any work?
Yeah.
But we would have a great laugh about that, But And God bless Tony, right? God bless
Yeah,
Tony.
of course.
But yeah, there's a lot of co-working people around Tony. Let me tell you.
There's a lot of co-working.
There's a lot of guys that are co-work. Like, wait, what
What are you guys actually doing?
yeah, what do you guys do in those spaces? Right? Do you have like a laptop or something? And what are you guys creating? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
What was your first impressions of downtown in 2011?
Where we were in East Fremont, right there, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of different, you know. But Commonwealth was opening up, and there was a great vibe about that, so we could feel that. And then just after being here before, I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? But then talking to Jonathan and talking to other people that are down here about you know what the future is going to be was a great thing. And then just everybody else that Tony had brought down as well. You know, there was a lot of fun people, and Zappo's coming was very exciting. The Nacho Daddy guys coming downtown. You know, Atomic, when those guys bought Atomic,
Yeah.
and just all these, and like, it was like all these fun people, like all these kind of, you know, hipster kind of people started coming down here too. But also, too, local people were supporting us too, you know, like coming down from somewhere like 20 minutes away, and all the people from the courts, the attorneys and everything, and yeah, it was.
That's the power of what Tony did bring, which is, and I say this all the time, but it was just recognition. He just brought, even without bringing anything, he actually brought awareness to people that maybe weren't going to come downtown or do anything downtown. But once Tony said he was doing all these things, the amount of awareness, not just in Las Vegas, nationwide,
Yeah.
was huge. People wanted to be involved in it and be a part of it. And whether it was just co-working and doing a bunch of
yeah.
Fernet shots from 5 p.m.
Oh my
onwards.
God! I never drank Fernet until I came downtown and met Tony. I'm like,
Yeah,
here, have a Fernet. I'm like, I can't
Everyone's
drink
got the
that.
same story.
And all of a sudden, 6 months later, I'm running around with those mini Fernet bottles of P Diddy or something. You know what I mean?
Co-working,
Yeah,
drinking Fernet.
Yeah, co-working. Come up with some great ideas.
Yeah.
Come by, yeah.
Yeah. So you went full time down at La Comida?
Yeah, 2013 till I was there, and then we opened up Crush at the end of 2013. So I used to do like 2 nights at Crush, and then like 3 nights at Comida, and then for a few years, I was doing 2 nights Comida, 2 nights Crush, and then 1 night at La Cave, our restaurant at the Wynn Hotel. I did that for a while.
That's an amazing restaurant, by the way, La Cave.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
beautiful space, great food. Incredible. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's changed now actually, but up until a period of time, it was the only third party in the entire Wynn.
Yes, we were for many, many years until Cipriani got,
Right.
they opened up.
And now probably Delilah, or no? Is that not a third party?
That's a third party, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're just talking about it this morning with Michael about it. It's even at the Wynn as well too. It's a great family. You're all part of the same thing. You know.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. Good.
I do want to ask you, is there anything that you've noticed, I'm sure there's a lot, but as the town's changed that you could do at Palms and N9NE Steakhouse that no longer is happening in town, and the way things are going on in terms of the business, in terms of the way people take care of each other? Was Palms like the Wild West back then? Could you get away with
No,
shit
I
that
wouldn't.
you can't do
No.
now?
It was never the Wild West. It was just smaller. You know, it was more condensed. All the cool people were all in the one area, you know, in the one space. Now everybody's kind of spread out around town, you know.
Yeah.
And you knew everybody, you know what I mean? You knew. Well, now you do too, but it's still more. You know, we're a city of 2 million people now, you know, and we've changed. How cool is that? We're a sports town now with basketball and baseball coming, and how cool is it to think, okay, you can go to a football game and a Golden Knights game that night, you know?
Yeah.
So we have all those.
So many more tourists, so many more conventions,
yeah.
so many more restaurants. It's just much bigger.
Yeah.
You lost that lightning in a bottle that N9NE Steakhouse had, basically.
No, we lit it up good there, buddy. We lit it up. Lit it up good every night, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was never nothing like against the law, so like nothing.
No.
It's just a fun time, you know. Oh, congratulations to Ryan Doherty.
I was going to let you tell the news.
Yeah, congratulations. It's official today. Ryan Doherty and his team have they've taken over La Comida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
They bought it.
they bought they bought La Comida. It's a great deal for us and a wonderful deal for him.
Congratulations to you.
And it's fantastic for him. You know what I mean? What a great addition to his portfolio, Jonathan.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Yep.
You know,
No,
he'll
he's-
do some great things there. We couldn't be more happy for him. We're excited for him, and we're great to have as a neighbor and a friend for so many years. And now to add La Comida, to his portfolio. He'll tell you what the name of the.
Yeah, I think Ryan's got some great plans, but we'll let Ryan tell those plans when he's ready to go public with it. But congratulations. I'm sad to lose you guys.
Yeah, I know. The other day we're playing golf. I'm thinking that, but it's it was great to see. Now you just have to come over to the Virgin Hotel, come to One Steakhouse. We'll hang out.
Come see you there. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
Yeah, but like La Comida was so much fun over the years. I remember I was born on Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, really?
So I'm Irish Mexican,
Yeah.
So each year we do something. So even this year too, I did a birthday party, kind of Cinco de Mayo party at La Comida this year, which was a lot of fun, And then remember we had the guys from Breaking Bad join us with their Dos Hombres.
Oh, that's right. You had them down there.
Yeah. So that was back in April this year, I believe. That was a fun day down there too. That's why that place so much fun.
I got a lot of memories, and I had a few birthdays down there myself.
Yep.
Yeah. It was
Yep.
always wonderful.
Yeah.
And you guys were pioneers. It was one of the first higher-end restaurants in downtown. So it was a game changer for down there, and everybody went down there. It was an institution.
No, we're excited to bring La Comida to another property around town too.
So you guys kept the brand, you guys kept the concept. You'll take it.
Yeah,
elsewhere.
we're working on some.
Interesting.
We're working on something right now that's pretty exciting with La Comida. So we're excited to.
Are you working on anything else downtown? Or will that give away where?
We're working on a couple of different things that are in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So how is it going at the Virgin?
It's great. It's great. The Hard Rock days were good with the guys there, and now.
So wait, when you opened one, it was Hard Rock, and you went through the transformation with them, right?
Yeah, we were MB Steak.
Oh, that's right.
We opened up in 2017, and the Hard Rock closed then on January 2020. And then it took about 12, 13 months to transform it into the Virgin Hotel. And that's when a gentleman by the name of Richard Bosworth, or Boz, he's the new owner, and his team, and just wonderful people, a real hospitality guy. He gets it. Remember we were talking about guest satisfaction the other day, Jonathan?
Yeah.
And Boz, man, he just gets it, He gets it, and we're very fortunate to be with them and to be partners with them.
You guys shut it down during the transformation, right?
Yeah.
MB became one, but you
One
guys closed down
Steakhouse.
with the whole hotel.
Yes, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that for timing, right? You close it down and, reopen. But yeah, we still reopened during the pandemic too, though, with masks and everything too. Right?
Wait, what do you mean?
time.
When you reopened?
When we reopened, because we reopened in March 2021.
the whole thing.
Yeah, we opened up the hotel.
But that's quite lucky they were closed for COVID then.
Oh yeah,
They were
no, it
closed
was
anyway.
great. It was great. Hey,
Closed
listen,
anyway.
I wasn't complaining. I was on the sofa, like on the golf course too, as well. Yeah.
Until they closed the golf courses down.
Yeah, that was a pain. I was like, "What? What are you doing?"
You should have come with
That's
me
where
to
you draw the
Utah.
line.
Should have done that.
what we were
Should have
doing.
done that.
So wait, they were closed down during the pandemic anyway. I think that's great.
Yeah.
They
No.
got to
So well,
keep
it all
the
worked out. Yes.
structure.
No. It was a great time. My point is, it was just great timing. Say
Yeah.
on.
But all your other
yeah.
restaurants were shut down during.
Yes,
COVID.
they were. Yes. We were closed. La Comida was closed for the long. We didn't open up La Comida for about nearly a year. We opened up for about a month in that August, and we closed it down till the February 2021.
It was a tough time to stay open. A lot of changing parts. Remember, they shut the bars down at one point.
We didn't know what's going to happen one
Yeah.
week to the other, right?
Yeah.
Is it crazy when you reflect now about having to wear the mask and this and that, and like how did that happen? And
Well, we just had a conversation, Gary and I, about in the last 3 years, we've been telling people they have to wear masks, but now on Halloween, we're going to tell them they can't wear masks.
Right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's like the last couple of years on Halloween, you just said, yeah, wear your mask.
yeah,
Or your face mask, whatever you're wearing.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
you're not allowed to wear your mask. It's kind of funny.
crazy times,
Just
right?
those-
What if people are wearing like a COVID mask, like a whatever you call it mask?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's a tough one to enforce anyway. Even on Halloween, like people wear ridiculous outfits, but if
Yeah.
you're wearing like a full body suit, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to be in the casinos.
I want to know about all the different corporate cultures at the Wynn versus the Palms versus Virgin. Is it different? Is it the
MGM.
same? MGM.
MGM, great. MGM, incredible hotel. With 5,080 rooms, something like that. Concerts, shows, high volume, great place to be. Great place to be.
Do they all send you the same data, like to say prepare for X, Y, and Z events, prepare for this amount of occupancy? Like, do you get all that information?
Yeah, we do. Yes. Like on the report that the manager would send out each day, we know what the average ADR is, occupancy is
For the hotel.
For the hotel, yeah. Well, we work very closely too with the hotel sales team for our
Events.
for events and stuff. Yeah, Virgin is just one big happy family again too. It's a smaller hotel with Boz in charge and all Boz's people, and we work really well with them. We've got great relationships with all those guys, and we know what's going on because it's conversational. We got some concerts this weekend and everything, and really enjoyed there with those guys. Yeah, it's funny walking in. It's like walking down. Reminds me of like in Ireland, like walking down the main street of the small town that I lived in. In my teens. Kind of, hey, how you doing? Walking the valet guys. Hey, how's it going? Inside, how's it going? Talking to the cocktail waitresses and this and person, that person, and it's just. I love it. I'm excited to get there after I leave here.
Did you have to take in any of the We Were Young festival shows?
That was actually
last
a huge. God bless the people that they couldn't, because of the wind, they couldn't go on Saturday night. But we were very happy to take them in. We had a really good night last Saturday night.
If you couldn't eat at MB Steak and eat at one place at Virgin, where are you going?
I'd have to go to. How do I answer this now, my friend? Okay, I'd go to Olives. Yes, Olives, because I like going to Olives.
Olives? I haven't got to Olives.
At Virgin?
At Virgin, but you know what? I was actually at Nobu there a couple of weeks ago for dinner one night. That was fantastic. We got the Cassie Beach House. Wonderful
Oh, how
place.
is that? That place
That's
looks
a great
so cool.
scene.
Good, yeah,
That's a really cool scene right there. Really cool
great.
scene.
That's
I've only
inside,
eaten
outside.
at Night Market, and
That's a good
loved
place
it.
too. Yes, at our Thai
Have you
restaurant.
gone there yet?
Never been to Night
spoke
Market. Did
about it
Cassie
with-
Beach. We need to go to Night Market. James Trees was, but then James Trees was very excited about that prior to.
Well, if you're going to be going to Night Market, I hope you're coming to One Steakhouse
Yeah.
before you go over
For a
there.
drink
Or
before.
any of these fine establishments that are in the Virgin Hotel. But I hope we're top of the
Just
list.
talked about it
Absolutely.
today with Sam to take our winnings from the game the other day to buy ourselves some drinks over at One Steakhouse.
Yes. I think that's called the right thing to do, Jonathan. I think. Yeah.
That's what we're lining up. That's our plan. Don't worry. It's coming up soon. For sure.
What besides at Virgin? Where else do you like to go eat and drink? And besides Oscar Steakhouse?
Well, apart from Oscars, which I'll be coming to this, I just spoke to Ben. I'll be coming to enjoy this Sunday. I go to Meraki around the corner from my house. Very easy, fast, casual. I also go to a place called Forte, which is around the corner from my house.
Pizza, right?
No, it's owned by Nina Monchap.
Oh.
Right
Oh,
there.
yeah. Tapas. Yeah.
Yes, it's a
Exactly.
tapas restaurant.
Tapas, sorry, not pizza, yeah.
Nina and her mom Mimi are there. And
And they have the little deli next to it.
That's correct.
Yeah, exactly.
I love going there. Like I was just there
Yeah.
Monday night. They have actually an Italian chef on Sundays and Mondays now over there. But I like to go to places there where you get to meet everybody. You know what I mean? You get to meet the owner. It's mom and pop. It's great. Walking in there is like walking home. Walking in home there. We go to another place. Myself and Michael go to a place called Zaytun for lunch, which is an Iranian restaurant on Durango. We go in there and we have some hummus in there, some bread in there, and we know all the folks there too.
I'm pretty sure anywhere you go, you eventually
Johnny
learn
knows
everybody and knows everybody.
Everywhere, exactly. That's
We
Johnny's.
try to have a good time and promote happiness. What did Tony say? Promote happiness.
Deliver
right?
happiness.
Deliver happiness.
Deliver happiness.
Well, yeah.
You're
Well,
promoting
as
it.
a bartender, I want to know all the craziest stories that have happened, or
Well, the
that people have
craziest
shared
stories.
with you, or
Well, there's always the saying, right? There's what he said, she said, and what the bar.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Both
We've had
sides.
some
There's three
good
sides
ones.
to the story.
I remember just celebrity stuff. If you go back to the Palms days, I do remember one time, which was worldwide news, was when Britney Spears got married. Britney had been with us for 3 days prior, the Wednesday. It was right around New Year's, I think, 2004. And she was hanging out, and Britney drank Malibu and hung out with George Alexander, not the guy from Seinfeld, but this was her friend from Louisiana. And it wouldn't be the brightest light, I shouldn't say it, brightest light on the Christmas tree, but you know what I mean? I was like, what the hell are they talking about? But anyway, so it was fun to have her, and then I remember coming in on Saturday afternoon at the N9NE Steakhouse, and all the lights are down. And I'm like we're ready for service, which was not the way because we had to do our setup and everything. And then all of a sudden, I see George Maloof come in with Larry, Britney's manager, and there's a couple other people. And they looked like, we didn't know at the time what had happened. They look upset. I'm thinking, oh my God, what could happen here? Right? Dun, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, Brittany comes in with her new husband, which we didn't know at the time, and then her security guys, they sit down on the sofa, and they're like, it's all like, what were you thinking? What the hell's going on, you know? It was just,
No
She just got married.
way.
She just got married. She
to
got
Kevin
married.
Federline?
No, that was to Jason Alexander, their friend from Louisiana.
Oh.
But I'll tell you, it was the greatest thing for us because we were worldwide news the next day. Everybody knew where the Palms was. Everybody knew what was going
Right.
on. Everybody knew. Yeah, everybody. And then Norm as well. Yeah, Norm, my God bless Norm, man. He got ahead of that thing right there. And it was free advertising for us, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, that was so like of celebrity stuff like that up there. That would be like up there, up top of stuff like that.
Wasn't
Oh,
the
cool. That's a great answer.
That is a good one, yeah. I mean, you're lucky to have all those stories in your back pocket from those days. Wasn't the real world the big part of
Yes, the real world as well. Right where we opened, that was part of the building of the Palms too.
Yeah.
You know, and the brand of the Palms, and the funness of the Palms. You know, having those guys there, that was good too. And then George brought the MTV Awards then, but that was kind of 2000s. That was later on, but that was. You know, just making it cool and making it hip and having all the fun people. Yeah.
There was also Rain, Moon.
Yeah, there was
Ghost Bar.
rain downstairs, and there was the pool as well, which was, you know, that was a lot of fun too. Those ditch Fridays at the pool, those pool parties, with Ghost Bar upstairs, you know, and then we had Moon, Playboy. Well, the coolest thing was you would have come to 9NE Steakhouse, and if you're a regular guest, where I was able to kind of. There'd always be a big line in one of the clubs, and I was able to kind of like, all right, you want to go, have dinner at the bar, you're this, they're in the restaurant, you're a good guest, we like you. We'll be able to walk you out and walk you to the front of the line and get into the club. So if you had somebody with you, it just felt good, right, to be that special person right there. It's like the Titanic, right? Pick me, pick me, pick me, you know. I remember that myself getting off work at 1, 2 in the morning and being able to get access or just jumping across all the different venues. It was a really
It was the time. There's nothing else. That was the
nothing
place.
else. That's what I'm saying. The town was so small, you know, that we
If you wasn't there, you were at Voodoo Bar at the Rio.
Voodoo. That was a good spot. God, yeah, the Voodoo, right? Yeah.
So we have to give a shout out to our mutual friend Vital Vegas, but you need to tell him he can't
Well,
come.
Scott,
to your,
Scott's the best.
No, he's not the best. He can't come to your joint and then promote the pasta. You're a steakhouse. He's got to promote the real menu, the best things on the menu. He
Vital
puts-
Vegas?
Yeah.
He promotes the bread here.
It's insulting to the chef. And at their place, he's promoting the pasta. The little
know-
cheese pasta side you guys do, which is, it's delicious.
We love to see Scott at the restaurant. He's the best. He's the best. He's a character, you
is
know,
the
and
great.
everybody reads his stuff, and everybody kind of talks about his stuff, you know. So it's
Yeah.
always great to have him, and he loves our rigatoni. He loves it.
He
you
has
know,
the
and
palate of a 5-year-old.
The
Other
short
than that,
rib,
he's
it's our
great.
short rib rigatoni. It's actually delicious. It's delicious. I love it myself, you know. So when he comes in, that's what he has, and yeah, it's great to have.
Some rigatoni and a cocktail.
Yeah, well, he has a steak and some vegetables sometimes too.
Yeah.
But always good
He's
to
all good. He's all good.
always good to see Scott.
Good man.
Where do you think Vegas is headed now?
Oh God, isn't it great where we're headed? I think talking about sports, right? So we're going to get that baseball team. We're going to get that basketball team, and look at our convention center too, right? Our convention center, that West Convention Center that you just built there, built during COVID, so we weren't really able to utilize it, and now we're able to utilize it with all these new people. Fontainebleau coming up, you know, Resorts World right across there, all these, and even what Tillman Fertitta's doing right down there on the Strip too. Like that whole side of that across the street from Aria, I think that whole thing is going to be developed with brand new concepts all the way down, and we got great days ahead.
Yeah,
It's
we took a
exciting
tour of
times.
Fontainebleau. It's impressive.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
big.
yeah.
Well,
Exciting.
yeah. Ask him the famous question at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
Famous question. Dun, dun,
What
dun.
career advice do you have for somebody just starting out, whether they want to go in Vegas?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
In this bartending stuff?
Bartending, Vegas, whatever. However you want to answer it.
Listen,
Listen.
and just acknowledge, you know, our customer service, just acknowledge the guest. Acknowledge someone that you're with. Acknowledge people that are around you, you know. I forget about the phone stuff, but just even I see people behind the bar. Hello is a great thing. I love to get an hello. How good do you feel when you get a hello in a place, right? You know, I don't see people doing that as much as needs be or should be that make you feel comfortable. I love that. Hey, how's it going? You know, I like to be the first person even to see, will I get a hello out of this person? You know, when you walk into a place, hey, how you doing? What? I'm like, yeah, how you? Well, hello. And people feel uncomfortable sometimes about it, but I like to promote. Promote.
Because you must get a lot of people like single diners, people, guys, girls eating on their own, and you're striking up a conversation. I mean, that's probably the key to bartending as well, right? Not just career advice, but bartending advice is just, we call it cutting into people, but basically just saying hello.
Saying hello, and then just anything in common that you might have, you know?
Yeah.
Or just try to be kind of, have some bit of fun in the first couple of minutes, kind of push it as far as I can, and then bring it back in again, you know? But and that, like, just make a connection. Make a connection. I know career advice for people would.
That's good.
Just acknowledgement. The keyest thing in customer service is acknowledging the guest. Nothing worse than standing there and somebody's not looking at you and you're in line or you're waiting or something like that. I'm at the bar and people are waiting for a drink. They're waiting for something, and I acknowledge them. Hey, I see you. Got you. Give them a smile. Give them a look. Give them whatever it is. And I'll tell you what, that fixes everything. You know, how about you go up to hostess, then the hostess is a pain in the ass to you, right? Yeah, it gives you your first thing that, like, these people are rude. Because you're going to generalize the whole thing, like everybody in the place, because that's your representation right there. So for me at the bar, I always feel it's very important, even if someone's standing there, hey, she's with you in a second, or she's sitting, you know, the communication thing. Oh, look, they're not that bad here. Well, meanwhile, I'm probably trying to get them to come sit at the bar, too, as well. So that's it. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm sure they're joining you. How's our friend Terry Murphy?
Terry's doing good. I'm actually going to go. We always vote together, so we have to figure out which day we're going to vote. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw you with the sheriff, the new sheriff.
Yeah, Kevin, Sheriff Kevin,
Is he Irish?
Kevin is. As Kevin said, you know, we have to have an Irishman in that job, you know.
Right.
You always got to have the Irish cop, right? Yeah.
McMahill, yeah.
Kevin McMahill, yeah, he's a good man.
Has he taken over, or is he waiting for the current sheriff to run for governor?
Well, he'd have to take over on January 1st.
Okay.
So he's waiting until then.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he goes in beforehand or whatever.
Right.
The politics stuff that we try not to talk about at the bar, right?
Yeah, that'll turn people off the bar real quick if you get into politics.
Which is fun when you let other people talk about it, and I can stand back and listen, you know. But hey, you never really see any argy-bargy with that either. But it is fun to listen to people's different dynamics, you know. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Wow, thank you. Thanks for having me.
On the corner of Main Street.
Thanks for having me.
People can stay up to date with you on Instagram at JOD
Vegas, I think, and I'm on Instagram. Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very because I listen to your podcast and I love the stuff. I love the people you've had on here. I found it very entertaining. I said to you, I was in Phuket in Thailand. Listened to Oscar on here on the thing.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Great to be downtown. Thank you.
We'll be back again soon, but in the meantime, please rate, review, and subscribe. Tell your friends about On the Corner of Main Street. And of course, follow us on social. On Twitter and Instagram, it's @PlazaPod. And on Facebook, find us at Plaza Podcast. Or go right to the top and tweet Jonathan @JonathanJossel. We'll see you next time from right here on the corner of Main Street.